So you want to learn how to speed bridge faster, but not quite sure where to begin. Well, friend, you clicked on the right video. At least I think so. I'm not entirely sure why you clicked the video. Only you really know why. But I'm just going to assume that's why you clicked on the video. Quick disclaimer, this tutorial does require that you already know how to speed bridge. So if you don't know how, then I suggest learning how and then coming back later if you want to get faster at it. But if this video can get 10 likes, I'll do a normal speed bridging tutorial as well. Alright, so I'm going to go over 3 different methods you can do this. One of them is drag clicking, another one is double clicking, and the last one is just normal clicking. What method you use depends on the kind of mouse you have. If it can double click, then you can do the double clicking method or the drag clicking method, but if it can't, then you can also do the normal clicking method as well. It just really depends on what kind of mouse you have. If your mouse can double click, I'd say the better option is to do the drag clicking method, but you don't have to do it that way. Not everyone does it that way, and in fact a lot of people do it the double clicking way, but I'll get into that in just a minute. Now, I have heard people say before that if you're gonna try and drag click and speed bridge, why not just learn the guide bridge instead, because it's a lot faster and it's pretty much the same thing except you don't use shift. And the reason why is because it is really hard and really inconsistent. When using drag click to speed bridge, it's a lot safer and way more consistent, and it's just slightly slower than guide bridging. So it's essentially the same thing except a little bit slower and a lot more consistent and safe. This is the time I get when I'm guide bridging. And this is the time I get when I'm speed bridging. Notice that they're not awfully far apart, but there is a lot more attempts that went into the first bridge than the second. But with the speed bridge, it only took 1 try. So that kind of explains why it's more practical to learn how to speed bridge faster. Another quick disclaimer, yes, this is technically schneller bridging, but it's really the same thing as ninja bridging. There is no real difference except for that you drag click or double click. There really is no real difference. I don't know where it originally came from to call it a different name, but it's essentially the same thing. So I'm just going to refer to it as either ninja bridging or speed bridging. They're both the same. Now without any further ado, I'm going to hop onto a bridging server and show you how it's done. I'm going to have my keystrokes on so you can see exactly what I'm doing. This is my left mouse button and this is my right mouse button. So the first way I'm going to show you how to do it is with drag clicking, and this is my preferred way to do it because you get a lot of CPS at once, so you can go faster and hold shift for the least amount of time possible. What you're going to want to do is aim your crosshair at the middle of the block and just kind of do what you'd normally do for speed bridging, except instead of just holding down the right mouse button the whole time, you're going to drag click every single time you're at the edge of the block. And then when you do that, you can start going a little bit faster, and the more you practice that, the faster you'll get. But how I time it specifically is I drag click and I let go of the shift button, and right before I get to the edge, I just hold it down really quickly and drag click again, and it's almost like you're doing both of those at the same time, like drag shift, you know, it's really quick. So when you put it together, it's something like this. Drag click, there. Drag shift, drag shift, drag shift, drag shift. So you do them almost exactly at the same time together. So you just do shift is right after you click, like immediately. And it might take some time to get the rhythm down, but once you do, you can probably start doing it really consistently. So another way that you can do this is with double clicking instead, and that's when you slam your pinky down on the right mouse button and it'll register as 2 clicks at once. And it's not as good as drag clicking, but it can be pretty much kind of the same thing. All you have to do is just time it a little bit better. And so here's an example of doing that. You just, you know, double click, let go, shift, double click, and just practice like this at first. And the more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. You just have to let go of shift as soon as you can. The less amount of time you're spending holding shift down, the faster you'll be. So basically the whole goal is to not have the shift down as much as possible. And the timing is the same for drag clicking as it is with all the methods, really. So the last way you can do this is just normal clicking. If your mouse can't drag click or double click, then you can just normal click too. While I think it's personally the hardest, if you spend some time practicing it, you could probably get it down pretty easily. So once again, you just do the same thing. You click it, let go of shift, and once you get to the end, hold it down again and click it again. And try and reduce the amount of time you're holding down the shift more and more and more. And you'll just get faster and faster. Because if you're just holding down the click button the whole time, then then the blocks are gonna take a little bit longer to place. If you time when you're placing the blocks, it'll go a lot quicker. So basically all you have to do is just practice a lot and get the rhythm down, and you can get better at it. And once you get the rhythm down, you can probably do it pretty consistently. The whole goal is to just reduce the amount of time you're using the shift key. Another thing to try practice is just to go on the shift and off of it as fast as you can. So like on and off, and just like slam your pinky down really quickly, so you can get the feel of how little amount of time you want to spend on shift. If you want to practice any of this stuff, then you can do it on bridger.land. It's a really good server for practicing the bridge, and it even has like these options to let you choose to watch any of these people to see how it's done, and then just a lot of other useful tools that you can use to help yourself get better. And even just watching other players bridge, you can maybe learn something. So I think overall this is a really great server to practice it on. What I'd suggest is just go onto this server and just practice the bridging method for, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something like that. Just start by holding down the shift a decent amount of time, just so you can start to get the rhythm down. Like place the block, let go of shift, and just go slowly like this. The more you do it, the less you hold down shift, and eventually you'll just start getting faster and faster, and there you go, you master speed bridging. So for practicing it, it's pretty much the same with every single one of the 3 ways to do this that I showed you. So if you have a mouse that can drag click or double click, then definitely go for that method as opposed to just single clicking, because that's probably going to be a lot harder since you only get 1 CPS at a time. If you don't have a mouse that can double click, then you can probably still do this just as easily. It's just probably going to take a little bit more getting used to and getting the timing down, because with more CPS, the less of a window there is for you to fall. When if you have 1 CPS, you have to time it perfectly, because if you don't time it quite perfectly with drag clicking, that's fine, because you get lots of CPS, so it'll place the block as soon as it can if you do it right. Anyways, that kind of sums it up. So if you have any more questions about how you do this, then feel free to comment them down below and I'll try and answer them the best I can. Or even better yet, you can join my Discord server and I can teach you from there as well. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. Until next time, it's goodbye.